Deep in the shadows, I know it's hard to put one foot in front of the other.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is CeeChronicles and I post Middle Eastern fragrance related content on this platform. Now if you're new and you are not subscribed but you like that style of content, please do drop your subscription. It's completely free and support this channel. Now to those who are returning, thank you so much for the continued support. Also remember to drop some feedback, guys, in the comment section as to the direction in which you want to see the channel to go, as well as the fragrances you'd like featured on this channel, and I will try by all means to bring as much as I can. Welcome to today's video. Today we have a fragrance from Pendora, and Pendora is a subsidiary of Paris Corner, right? Now Paris Corner has got Emir, Pendora, Kaheela, I think. Yeah, they have a lot of subsidiaries and this is one of them. And in terms of pricing, this is kind of like the budget version of them. Now I have with me here Ecstatic Le Parfum, a fragrance that's gonna remind you a lot of Elisab Le Parfum, and I bought it for that reason because I do have Elisab Le Parfum in my collection, and I thought, okay, let me see to what extent Pendora got this one, right? So we have this Ecstatic Le Parfum. The bottle is a telltale sign, except for the fact that it is taller. The box is also a telltale sign. Now I'm going to spray it in its box and then I'm going to tell you my thoughts, right? So that's plenty there. Now this opens up with that African orange flower, and it's very prominent, and that jasmine, that is the punch that you're going to get there offset, and then it's carrying a honey, and it is the mix of that honey and that African orange flower in this that is going to be doing the most. So you got to love those two notes there. And by African orange flower, I mean, in other words, orange blossom. So you got to love that orange blossom. And then there's going to be some patchouli there in the mix, and the patchouli is also doing a little bit too much. And then you're going to have the Virginia cedar adding a woody tone to this fragrance, as well as the rose, right? So this is going to be a combo of that honey to be working over time in this fragrance. And the honey in this, because of the mix of that African orange flower, lacks that caramelized feel that you sometimes get from the honey. So this is not a caramelized accent or toned type of honey. It is a honey that comes there carrying, like a powdery feel, kind of like a soapy weight to it. And that caramelized feel fails to come to the surface because of how, the white florals then just jump into the mix there with that soapy jasmine in the lead there, adding like a powdery weight to this fragrance. So some of you are going to class this fragrance as having like a laundry tone to it, and some of you are going to find this fragrance having something there that is like a bummer, where the opening is quite nice there, very nice, very mature toned, but very nice. And then it quickly gets into this mid and then the dry down. And that dry down can be a little pushy in the powdery feel, and even borderline having like a bug spray kind of tone to it. It is something that I was not hoping to get from this, more so that this one is a clone. I was hoping that will be a miss, and I would actually like this one more than I like the original, right? The original is one I have a tough time with. It's still on its, that level, because it's a fragrance that I can do in very cold weather, and even then it has to be very far, like from my neckline or my armpits or stuff, because it has that pushy, powdery, soapy mix that to my nose kind of spoils it there. You actually wish it had stayed, like it does in that initial burst, where you get that initial orange flower burst, and then that jasmine feel, and then it then takes this bug sprayish direction, and if you are true to using this fragrance, I'm pretty sure you would be getting those wafts of what I'm talking about. What I can say though, in terms of this fragrance and how, it compares to the original, is this is one fragrance that's not going to leave anything to the imagination in terms of how it pairs to the original. It actually feels like the real thing, where if you bought this one and you wore them, or you wore this one, a lot of people that are familiar with this DNA wouldn't be able to tell them apart. So it's one of those clones, guys, that nails it to the T. So in terms of ratio or percentage, I'm going to say if you are curious about how Elisab Le Parfum smells like, or you're on a budget and you want something that is not going to be heavy on your pocket, then Ecstatic Le Parfum by Pendora is definitely going to be a good alternative. It's going to give you exactly what you get from the Elisab Le Parfum. And if you do get that back spray thing, from this one, do not let it impair your judgment, by thinking that, well, maybe this is a dupe, they missed that. You are going to get that even from the original. So they are identical to the T, leaving nothing to the imagination there. You can save your coins by buying Ecstatic Le Parfum. I'm not sure if they do have other flankers, because since they have cloned this one, maybe they do have the other flankers, but for now, this is the one that I did find, off that Pendora line. Lasting power is also almost similar to the original. It does stretch a little there, especially in the heat, but if you wear it in the cold, then do expect maybe a 5-6 hour-ish type of fragrance. But if you wear it in the heat, it is one that can last till the next wash. It is also one fragrance that can be a little bit pushy, so you may want to start, you just start with careful doses on this, unless you absolutely enjoy this kind of tone of a fragrance. It's also going to give you a grown-up type of vibe, like a mature type of vibe, so it's a white floral that is very mature there to the nose, but can be a fragrance that's enjoyable for some people. But like I said, I find myself struggling with my original one, and I just had to buy this one to see if maybe it's going to be a miss on that bug sprayish part, and then I would enjoy it. Because if only it didn't turn pushy and soapy and heady and powdery, then I do believe that I would love this fragrance, but it just unfortunately interprets identical to the real thing. So yeah, guys, that is one of the releases from Pendora by Paris Corner. It does say 2023, so it is last year's composition. Let's see what they have for us for the year 2024, and if I do get my hands on some of these fragrances, I will definitely bring them here. And as I said to you guys, drop some feedback in the comment section and let's discuss more about fragrances, which direction, or which fragrances you want to see on this channel, and I will see if I can get my hands on them. But I have stopped, this whole thing of trying to be the fast fingers first, because you end up with a lot of fragrances that are redundant, especially from the Middle Eastern houses, because they do have this tendency of copying each other. So what I'm doing now is I'm trying to avoid the fast fingers first thing, and just wait to see if a fragrance is really communicating, to me before I actually pull the trigger and buy them. Because cheapies as they are, it's very disappointing to find yourself owning the same DNA in different bottles. So yeah, drop it in the comment section, some of the fragrances that are interesting. I noticed that Lattafa did drop an Eclair. If I do get my hands on that one, I am going to bring it, and hopefully it's not going to be one of those Bianca Latte DNAs, or those creamy caramelly DNAs that the Middle Eastern houses seem to be, like dropping bottle after bottle. We'll see, guys. So that's the one that I'm actually on the hunt for. If I can get that one, or if Lattafa can send it to me, then I will definitely bring you a review here. CeeChronicles is my name. Thank you so much for joining me today. Let's meet in the comments section, guys, where we'll obviously discuss more about fragrances. For those who are interested in gender, this is actually gender neutral to my nose, because of that soapy, cleanish accord that you get there, that powdery, musky accord. It is gender neutral, so I'm not gonna put this one at masculine or feminine. I'm just going to put it there, right there at 50-50. However, do take note that it is a DNA that has been associated or stereotyped as feminine. So that is the thing that I can just say about this fragrance. Remember to turn on post notifications on both my channels. That way you get to be notified anytime I upload a video. Like and share this video. And remember, guys, that smelling good is a form of good manners. Cheers.